So I've got a new friend, Nick Turner, in London. It's staggering, the number of people that I'm becoming at least somewhat acquainted with. And Nick sent me a couple of cool things. Where did I just put my Leatherman? Nick's an interesting guy. And we've had a couple of very interesting conversations around the fact that he sent me a couple of vices that I can use on my workbench, one of which I have forwarded to another friend of mine through the channel. But then after that, he sent me these. And the timing is really good because you may have seen me using my favorite boy's axe in the shop. Well, look what happened. I had some boys in the shop a couple months ago, and boys are hard on handles. So my little Swedish boy's axe is in need of rehafting. Wow. USA. True temper. Look at that. It's perfect. 28 and 24. Nice. Perfectly hafted. Perfectly hafted. A true temper made in USA, and one without a maker's mark. Oh, wait. It has something there, but I can't pick it up. Anyway, Nick, it's been great talking to you on the phone. Yeah, maybe we get better acquainted sometime. He's been in Oregon once before, and he loved it. And Nick says he's coming back, and I'm marking the time till you do. I have grandsons that'll use these things. These are going to go home. One's going home with Nate, and I'm going to hang on to the other one just for special occasions. Thank you, Nick. They're beautiful. All right, next item. There's a fellow who's brought an original idea to market. And it's this, a three-dimensional ruler. Great idea. What Ephraim has come up with is a step gauge, three-dimensional ruler. So not only can you measure the horizontal two-dimensional distance, but you can measure by gauging a 1/16, an 1/8, 3/16 up to 1 inch and a 1/16. And on this huskier model, you can measure from 1/8 by 1/8 up to 1.5 inches. And I can see a lot of times when you would want to check the depth of a mortise or of a dado, or I can see a lot of cases where sliding this or setting something down on there for gauging a depth would be at least as handy as trying to do it with a tape measure, and maybe more handy. I mean, think of feeler gauge for carpentry, right? Good idea, Ephraim. Thank you very much. We're going to put this into the wood shop. Oh yes, Henry Huffstetter, Troop 615, Eagle Scout. We had a fine time at your Court of Honor, and good luck in everything you undertake. And if you stay on your present trajectory, you're going to go high and go far. Now this came from Bob Ireland, who is a member of the Essential Craftsman Academy. He sent this and 5 more just like it. He says, and I believe, that he's an expert on flashlights, and of the hundreds that he's tried out, this is his favorite because it fits in your pocket, it's kind of programmable, it's very intensely bright, and it is sort of a self-defense tool. You can carry this in your pocket anywhere you go, and a bright light right between the eyes will incapacitate for a while. So, Bob, it's been a pleasure to get acquainted. Thank you. This is part of my daily carry. It's always in my pocket. And just like you told me, it's in the right pocket with the switch down. And then this from another member of the Essential Craftsman Academy, Lightning Atkinson. I've gotten acquainted with Lightning both on our Shop Talk Zoom meetings and in texts and phone calls that I've had. Sharp guy. He's a great businessman, a great craftsman, and he's got a sense of humor because this is an exploding outhouse, sort of a party gag gift that will scare the daylights out of you and that you and your grandkids can make in the wood shop. And Lightning, I don't know when I'm going to assemble this, and I don't know when I'm going to have my grandkids making them, but I'm putting this in that file of things that are at least a good intention, and maybe we'll have a good outcome. So thank you for everything you bring to our academy. Some of you may remember the video that I did from Andrew Larson's shop back in Kentucky, the kid that's making the form setter hammers that we have for sale on our website. Well, you may then have met Jonathan Pinkston. He showed up, another brilliant young man who showed me how to use the Fibonacci sequence to plot a golden spiral. and he sent me a copy of the scrolling jig that he uses to do that. Elegantly rendered. Most of my scrolling jigs are a little more expedient and not quite as long-lasting. So Jonathan, thanks for the education, thanks for the jig, and thanks for the sorghum. How many of you know that sorghum grows in the American South and is another source of that most wonderful and maligned product, sugar? Sorghum molasses. Good and good for you. Thanks, Jonathan. So I was gratified to open this. This is a copy of a book that has had a bigger impact on my life than any other, or at least as big an impact on my life as the Bible itself, and is a book that deserves serious consideration. I have plenty of copies of this, but I appreciate very much being sent another copy by Joe. I've lost your last name, Joel. But thank you for going out of your way, and thank you to all of you who take an interest in Jesus Christ and being public in your desire that other people have an interest in Him also. Because I certainly do, and this book has been so instructive and enlightening. So, thank you very much. I'm going to pass this on. Now this from Roger. He's also known as a tailgate tinkerer. He's also part of the Essential Craftsman Academy and chimes in on our shop talks often, and he's got interesting things to say and good solutions to kind of universal problems. And this is a kit that he's come up with for a GoPro media mod. It's a way to attach a GoPro without limiting your ability to open the trap door and get the battery and the SD card in and out. And so thank you, Roger. Thanks for your participation in the Academy. It's great to have you there, and it's very generous for you to send us this. I mean, we can always use JB Weld in the shop, right? I just used up the last of mine the other day, and I'm going to go through this and see if it actually makes my GoPro experience more friendly. But without a GoPro, where would we be, right? Carl Greger, at age 64, you're my age, Carl, and he went to a community college and took a welding class, and he's learning to weld and make things out of iron. So kudos to somebody, to an old dog picking up a new trick, right? He comments that in the class, most of the people were young people, men and women, wanting to learn a skill that would land them a well-paying job. He was there just for the joy of learning, which is reason enough itself, but if you're young and you want to sort of beef up your toehold in life, learn to weld and you will never be sorry. And then I'm going to wind up with this one. You have probably heard me thank Peter Orr previously. Peter gave me this table, this beautiful, handy table. Peter has also made major contributions to our sustainability here, and Peter did it again. So thank you, Peter. And God bless you as you wrestle with the health challenges that you and your wife are wrestling with. We all face something like that someday, and you, for me, have been a model of sort of endurance with your chin up. And not only with your chin up, but reaching out to help other people. So thank you one and all. Thank you for watching our channel. Thank you for commenting and from the sidelines, encouraging, because sometimes we need it. And I would just close, as I always do, with encouraging all of us to keep up the good work.